beautiful friends, my name is Anna. Welcome to my kitchen and I hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far. Today I'm bringing you a very simple, very delicious breakfast recipe, and I'm talking about breakfast skillet. I personally love a breakfast skillet because it's pretty much all in one. So you got your potatoes, you got your bacon, you got your eggs. It's kind of a breakfast all-in-one pan breakfast situation. It's just one of the best things that you can make, and it's very simple. Great if you have a lot of people over, because you can make it in one huge pan and just let everyone serve themselves. It really doesn't require any more explanation than that, so I'm going to show you the ingredients so we can go ahead and get started. Okay, you're going to need some potatoes, bacon, and I don't know if you can see, but I cut mine in some small pieces. You're going to need some chopped onions, and as you can probably see, mine are very finely chopped. You're going to need some garlic, which we're going to mince right now, smoked paprika, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper is optional, but I really like the nice little kick that it gives. You're going to need a green onion, obviously completely optional, some cheese, optional as well, and then you're going to need eggs. Obviously not this amount of eggs, but you are going to need some eggs. Okay, as you saw, very simple ingredients, and what I really like about a breakfast skillet is that you can customize it with whatever you have on hand, whatever you have in your fridge. So if you don't have bacon, or you don't want to add bacon, you don't have to. If you have sausage or you want to add sausage, go ahead and do sausages. I'm gonna do like whole eggs. If you want to scramble your eggs, you can go ahead and do that and add it to your skillet. So it's very customizable to what you like and what you have on hand. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cook my bacon. So I have a skillet which I'm going to turn on, and I do recommend that you use the same skillet in which you're going to be serving this in, because you don't want to be transferring from one plate to another. I'm going to turn on the heat to medium. The skillet is still cold, and the reason I'm going to add the bacon to it right now is because I really want to render all of that bacon fat, and it's easier to do if you add obviously your bacon to a cold skillet. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to peel our potatoes and continue cooking. Our bacon is already cooking, and now I'm just going to peel and dice my potatoes. So I have my saucepan here with a little bit of water. We just want to prevent the potatoes from oxidizing. I personally like to cut my potatoes quite small. So what I'm gonna do is cut lengthwise. And this is about, I would say about, I think 1 to 2 inches. I'm not really sure. But you want it to be kind of like hash brown size. So I'm going to, again, dice my potatoes. And if you want your potatoes a bit bigger, you can go ahead and make them a bit bigger. This is just the size that I like. And when you cut the potato, make sure that you do cut them the same size so they can cook evenly. Okay, so now that I'm done dicing my potatoes, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to rinse this water, add new water, I'm going to bring it to a boil. And the thing is, you do not want to cook your potatoes completely. You want them to be a bit cooked in the center, but you don't want them to be like ready to make mashed potatoes, if that makes any sense. Because if you overcook your potatoes and you don't leave them a tiny bit hard, because remember, we have to add this to the skillet and they're going to continue cooking, you are obviously, if the potatoes are too cooked through, they're going to mash once you start mixing it in the pan, and that's not what you want. You want your potatoes to hold its shape. So you want to boil them so they can get a bit of a head start on the whole cooking process, because as you know, potatoes does tend to take a little bit of time to cook. We wanted to give it a head start, but we don't want to, like I said, cook them completely. So I'm going to drain the water, add new water, boil my potatoes for about, it's gonna take about 5 minutes, because if you notice, I diced them pretty small. If you dice your potatoes a bit bigger, then you know that it's going to take longer. So it depends on how big or small you dice your potatoes. As you can see, my bacon has been cooking at medium-low heat for a while. And now, as you can see, it's really nice and crispy, exactly how I want it. To it, I'm going to add my onion and garlic, and we're not going to drain any of that beautiful bacon fat, because that's what's going to cook our potatoes. And as you can see, there's not too much fat, so we actually might need to add a little more fat when we add in the potatoes. We have to play it by eye and see how it goes. So if your bacon was nice and fatty and it had a lot of fat, don't drain any of that fat because the potatoes will absorb a lot of fat. Trust me when I tell you this, it will absorb a lot of fat. So I'm going to let my onions, garlic, and bacon all cook in there for about 2 minutes. They're very finely chopped, so that won't take any time at all. If you chopped yours a little bit bigger, then it's gonna take a little more time. My onions are looking exactly how we want it. Right into the oil, I'm going to add our spices just so we can wake them up a little bit and they get nice and fragrant. Oh, you can smell them right away. That's a beautiful smell. Beautiful. Look at that color. My potatoes are done cooking. As you can see, I drained them. And I also forgot to mention that you want to add a little bit of salt to your water as you're boiling your potatoes. Hopefully I didn't overcook them too much. No, they look perfect. I'm going to mix this around. Like I said, I don't want to break up the potatoes that much, so I'm going to give it a little shake. And now we're going to season our potatoes once again. Remember, potatoes love salt, like they love it. So I'm going to season my potatoes very well with a little salt and pepper. Obviously, you can use as much salt and pepper as you like. Okay, so I think my potatoes look pretty good. I'm not going to add any oil for now. Or if yours look a little too dry, you might need to add a little bit of oil. We want to cook our potatoes now on medium-high heat because we want to create the most beautiful crust you have ever seen on these potatoes. And after they've been cooking for about, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes, we want to make a little well in the center, just like so, just like this. You want to make so we can add in our eggs and they can cook right in there. Okay, so my potatoes are looking quite fantastic. They're creating the most beautiful crust on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do now, like I said, is make a little well here, right in here. And I'm only going to add 2 eggs. So, as you can see, you can pretty much fit, I would say 3 to 4 eggs in here, but this is only gonna be for 2 because I don't have anyone else here at the moment. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to add a tiny bit, a touch of olive oil, and I'm going to crack my egg and just let it fall right in there, just like that. Okay, that's beautiful. So as the eggs cook, the potatoes itself are going to continue cooking on the bottom and they're gonna get nice and crispy, and then the top is gonna be very nice and soft, and that's exactly how I like mine. Okay, I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of my cheese right around the egg. You want to cook your eggs depending on how you like them. I personally like my eggs very well done. So I'm going to cook my eggs. I'm gonna let them cook for about, I would say 6 to 8 minutes. If you like your eggs pretty runny, I would suggest only to cook it for about 4 minutes. I'm going to cover my skillet with a lid and I'm going to let the eggs cook, like I said, for about 8 minutes because I like mine well done. But the cooking time is going to vary depending on how cooked you like your eggs. So I'm going to let mine cook and then we're going to sprinkle some of that green onion on top and I'm going to show you the final results. Okay, the eggs are perfectly cooked to my liking, and now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of green onions right on top. You can also do parsley, you can do chives, you can do cilantro, pretty much any type of greens, or you don't have to add any at all. Okay, my eggs look absolutely beautiful. I can see how the bottom is nice and crispy and the top is just like perfectly soft cooked potatoes. There's nothing worse than uncooked potatoes, okay? Let me just say that. I've eaten some undercooked potatoes and they are not good. Let me go ahead and get a plate because I guess I forgot to get a plate and a fork so we can serve it. I can show you exactly what it looks like. It's looking so yummy, and this is like my breakfast right now. So I'm really excited to get into it. I don't know if you guys can see, but this looks absolutely fantastic, and it's not because I made it, it's because it really does look so good. So I am going to try to get, oh, look at that crispy potato on the bottom. That's gonna have the most beautiful crust, and you can serve it just like this. This is quite a big portion. Like, this is enough for one person to enjoy for breakfast. I actually made this the other night for dinner, and it makes a great dinner. And you can serve this with, you know, some fruit on the side, and that is a complete breakfast. You do not need anything else. Like I said, you can probably fit 3 and 4 eggs in here, and you know, and you can serve it with something else on the side, and that's gonna be completely beautiful. But I don't know if you guys can see, that is the most delicious thing ever. And the potatoes, you probably can't tell. Let me see. Do you hear that crust on the potatoes? You probably can't. But the potatoes on the bottom are really nice. The potatoes are just the most beautiful, perfectly cooked potatoes ever. It does have a little kick from the cayenne, which I love. If you don't like things spicy, just leave it out completely, or you can add a little less. It's not spicy. It does have a bit of a kick to it, but it's not spicy. At least not to me. This is so divine. You got the melted cheese, you got the smokiness from the smoked paprika, the cayenne, and the bacon, which gives it a phenomenal flavor. We got our egg that is cooked perfectly to my liking. I know Adrian, my boyfriend, he loves, you know, a runny yolk. So what he does is that he likes to dip, he gets the potatoes, like pieces of potatoes, and then he dips it in the yolk and he eats it that way. I can't do that. I don't know why. I love egg whites. I do not like to eat the egg yolk by itself. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm traumatized because when I was little, this is a story. I don't want to make this video too long, but this is a bit of a story time. When I was little in Cuba, my mom used to give me, this is something, I don't know if other countries do it, but it's very traditional to put like eggs in the milk, like raw egg yolk, I think, or I don't know. I don't remember if it's like the whole egg or the egg yolk, and it's supposed to be really good for the child, right? So when I was little, my mom used to put whole egg yolks in my milk for I don't know how many years, but I do remember the taste, and I think I've just been traumatized with egg yolks for so long that I really can't eat egg yolk. I mean, I can eat an omelet and scrambled egg if it has the whole thing mixed in, but to just dip stuff in a runny egg, I can't do that. I can't. I've tried, and I just can't. That's not for me. All I know is this is one of the most fantastic filling breakfasts you can ever do, and I actually make a healthier version of this. So if you want to see that one, leave me a comment down below, and I would love to show you how to make my healthier skillet breakfast skillet version. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish my breakfast because, like I said, this is going to be my breakfast for the day. And then I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on your notification bell so it notifies you every time I post a video, and that is every single week. So I hope you enjoyed, like I said, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.